guys. What's going on, man? Ready to get some work done. Ready? Ready to go work? Today, I got a couple new things going on. One, my son needed some tools, so I gave him some tools that I didn't really use. Of course, you know, anytime you give a tool away, then you gotta go buy a new one. So, I went to Harbor Freight. They had a really good deal on a couple of tools for like $100. So I paid like $209 for 2 batteries. These are 5-amp batteries, a charger, this grinder, and this little cutoff tool. This works a lot strange. It's strange. Battery's big, but anyways, it's straight on. Unlike my Milwaukee, you can just, it's got a trigger, so you can turn it off or on. Same way with this, it's a straight on. But I don't care because it's cheap. I use a grinder once every 6 months. I don't use it, but this will work just fine for cutting the furnace apart. Speaking of, carpet guys were there in both my apartments, both my turns. Carpet guys there, so I can't do any work in those 2 units. I did have an emergency call over the weekend. Today's Tuesday, after, was that Memorial weekend, Labor Day, whatever. Guy called in, said they couldn't shut his water off in his kitchen sink and it was running nonstop. I'm like, turn the water off underneath the sink. He goes, there's no shut off valve. So bull. Okay, so I go out there, bigger than crap, because he's in an original apartment. So it's all the old plumbing. Couldn't shut the faucet off. I had to shut the main off in his laundry or in his water heater room. So it shut down the entire apartment. And I told him, I said, man, I'm not replacing this faucet. It's, 3 o'clock on a Monday night. But anyways, so that's one thing we are going to do today is replace the kitchen faucet, put in new water lines, new shut off valves, the whole 9 yards. The other new tool for the shop, I'll show you. So I got me a mini air compressor. It's only a 26 gallon, but it's extremely quiet. Extremely quiet. Now I wanted a bigger one. I would dearly love to have like a 60 gallon would be the bomb. I just don't have room for that. I don't need that big of an air compressor. I need a bigger air compressor because I'm going to do some sandblasting on the truck. And then when I go to spray, paint the truck, it's bed liner, I need an air compressor. I can go down to my buddy's place, but then I got to go down there and tape everything. You know what I mean? It's a hassle. You got that dirt cheap, man. Got one $300 for it. It's almost brand new. And I sold a couple things on Facebook and was able to get that for $200, or actually like 190. But anyways, long story. Cool. So, yeah, that's what we're going to work on today. Gonna put in a new faucet. I'm pretty sure I got one in the shed. And you just never know. A door lock. Some of you guys work at apartment complexes where for lockouts, the tenant can pay you $50-$60 to let them in. Some properties, that's a no-go. They got called locksmith. Well, our property is, or my property, is a no entry lockout. So if you lock yourself out or lose your keys, you got called locksmith, which I think that's really messed up. And this is the reason why. So the lady had to call locksmith. She paid them $150, $200 to have the lock drilled out, changed. You know what I mean? Now she's got to pay us like almost $200 to replace the lock. So it's back with the rest of our locks, because all of our locks are the same. We have one key. You can't get a copy of it. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of messed up. I think that I don't have a problem if you want to pay me $60, $60 to go let you in versus the $300-400 you're going to pay. See what I mean? I just, for the convenience of the tenants, I think it's a little bit better if we let them in, because then they don't have to go through all that. Anyways, that's a ramble. One more thing. The tool bag giveaway, that's really going well. There's only a couple guys who've actually bought stickers, so your odds on winning are really high if you get them now. You know what I mean? Because one guy bought 10 freaking stickers. So if you got a bucket where you got, one guy bought 10 stickers, so that's 10 inputs, and the other guy's only bought one or two, the odds on him winning is extremely high. You know what I mean? Kudos, boy. Appreciate it, man. Anyways, so how that's going to work out is once you'll just go to the Vito website and pick out what bag you want. I'll order it, send it to you. You know what I mean? That's how it's going to work. Just so you know, FYI. And it's not a scam. I'm just trying to help you guys out. I thought it'd be cool, man. That's the closest to a free giveaway that you're going to get, Anyways, let's go do something, man. First work order I'm going to do today, get all my stuff together, and we're going to go rebuild the toilet. Cool. Let's go. So, the toilet bolt decided to rust up. So what I do is I replace everything. New bolts, new everything. So whenever you gonna work on an old toilet, man, it's always smarter to replace everything. New flap, new fill valve, new everything. It's a preventative thing. You're out here on it, might as well replace it. Right now I'm just pulling the water line off. I had the bolt that holds the tank down disintegrated. The bolt's in there, rusted out. This side over here is not even connected anymore, see? So the other side is pretty well gone. Probably gonna have to cut that off. I know the flap is no good. It's too far gone. It's swole. Set that down for right now. So the water's already out of the tank, so I'm not going to be able to get a hold of that bolt because it's up in the hole. So we're going to cut it off. Trusty sawzall, sawzall blade, and we'll go in underneath the tank right where the bolt is. If you got a long enough blade, it's pretty easy, but this blade's kind of short. Bam, bam. Good to go. The other side already done. It rusted off. Alrighty. This is black magic, bruh. Black magic. You touch that, it's on you. So, take a little toilet paper. Lay it out. Take the pliers. You do not want to touch this. If you do, you're going to have black ink on you all day long. Whew. Even just a small spot, you're done. You'll be wearing that all day. Okay, so the bolt, the washer rusted off. So now we need to cut this bolt off. That's out of the way. So now we got the belly band in here. We'll go ahead and take the nut off the fill valve. Get that out of the way. That's done. You can get these kits, rebuild kits at Lowe's. And it comes with all the washers and nuts that you need for this. This right here is what it usually comes with, and this is too small. It'll go around there, but it won't cup that nut. See what I mean? It's one of these cheap ones. So I always buy the big one that's got the insert. So that way it goes around the nut. You always want to be mindful of that. See, now I'm sealed up all the way around. There we go. Good boot. Works great. Okay, so I'm sliding. So your nuts for your washer or your mounting, this is how I do it. I put a washer on, and then I put a rubber on both sides. Washer. Now I'm going to put it through the tank. Now that those are through, I will put now I'll put a washer, a rubber, and a metal washer on there, and a nut. And what that does is that pinches that rubber around there so that it won't leak. So even if your toilet tank is wobbly, it's not going to leak. And I always tighten these up pretty good. Mash it down far enough that the washer or the rubber's kind of pulling out. Gotta make it swell, bro. Cool. These are kind of cheap washers too. Normally they're thick, but these are kind of thin. That's how products are nowadays. See, by mashing that, it pinches it, so now it's not going to leak. Now what I gotta do is put the new fill valve on. Pretty easy. Comes with a washer and a nut. Now on this one, the washer is already on it. The rubber is. Just stick it through the hole and put the nut on it. And that will pull it down. Cool. Now this part right here is for the hose. I'll show you that in a minute. Right now we're going to place the toilet tank back on there, or the toilet back on. And we're going to mount the tank. So all you do here, I always like to make sure it's good and centered, is we just put the washers on. They don't come with enough washers, so you have to put a washer on it and then put the butterfly on it, because otherwise the butterfly will slip out of the way. So I get a pair of washers real quick. Alright, so I got my couple of washers. We'll start on the right. Put the butterfly on it. I don't really don't care much for butterflies. I prefer to have the sock or the nut, but it's all good, man. I like to push the tank over tighten that up, and then I can push this side back down. Okay, that thing's weird. I need a floor. Got freaking lean. See if I can straighten that up a little bit. Kind of weird. Thing's got a lean to it. Take one side loose. There we go. That looks better. That was weird. Nope. That's as far as it goes, bro. That's weird. I can't tighten it up any more than that because it's, I don't know if it's the floor or what, but anyways, now that we got that installed, now we'll put the new water line on it. No big deal. Carpet guys are laying carpet where the furnace is right now. So after lunch, we'll go over and start that tear apart. Make a bunch of noise, bro. And here you got your new hose. Put the hose on there. Turn this around. Put the hose on it. This already has the hose. Take it off. Stick it in the hole, man. Hopefully. There it goes. That way it's down in there. And put a new toe flap on it. No big deal. Hook the mirrors. Pull up your chain so it's just a little loose, but not tight. There's no real secret to these. It's just a little adjustment here and there. Ba-bam. Ba-bam. Yep, this should be it right there. Just one link too tight. So I'll take it back off. Yeah. Cool. So we got that done. All good to go on that one. I did change the lock out for a lady that got locked out. I got that taken care of before I did toilet. Anyways, so I'm gonna go lunch now. When we get back, we'll go do a kitchen sink faucet and we'll check on the furnace, see what kind of time frame. I'm gonna got like 3 days to do a furnace, so let's go to lunch, man. All right, so back after lunch, I want to make sure I've got my basic tools for pulling a faucet, and I'm gonna have to cut it. So just in case, and I know I gotta use it. And we're going to install a cheap freaking Lowe's faucet. because this apartment is a classic. It's a classic. It's original apartment, so nothing fancy, man. Don't get on hating. Anyways, let's go up here and cut us out a faucet and go to it. Let's see if we can get that out, bro. Wrong way. Let's see if we get. Okay, had to go down. Had to go down and get a battery for the saw. To cut these water lines out. Anyways, so I'll get a copper cutter, they say. A half inch is always hard to cut. Don't know why. That's always a pain in the rear. You gotta get it to lock on her just right. If you don't, it won't cut it. See? Lines out of the way. I'm gonna end up having to cut them off because that won't go through the hole. Because I went and got a socket while I was down there. I picked up the socket. If I get the tool up in there, got a socket to fit that. Bam. See how quick that was? Done. Like that. So we're going to do that. Let's see, clean that up a little bit. Knock that out.
Damn, you gotta replace the whole thing?
Oh yeah. I'm not playing around with that old faucet, man. That old faucet, it cost me more to try to fix that freaking thing. And plus you gotta cut the lines to get the new line shut-offs on there.
So it'd be easier
So
to
just,
put a new one and put the
oh,
lines back
oh yeah.
on.
New lines, new shut-offs, new faucet. Got you a sprayer and everything on there.
Yeah, you gotta do new lines too.
Yeah, I'll be done next 15 minutes.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Good
You
times,
don't gotta
man.
put that stuff on there. I'm gonna clean it out.
What's that?
You don't gotta put that stuff back
Okay,
on. I'm gonna clean
I
it
appreciate it. Yeah, I'll have you done here in a couple minutes, man.
out. All right, that's good.
This is why I didn't want to do it yesterday. Because you never know. You get started on it and it's like, oh crap, you know? But now we'll put some shark bites. Shark bite. I always like to make sure that thing bites. There we go. Make sure it pops.
All right, bro. Have a good day, man.
You too, sir. Bam. All good. All good in the neighborhood. This super nice guy. Make sure your shuttle valves work. Okay, so I'm gonna go turn this main on real quick. Make sure this thing works. This is just an inexpensive faucet. I won't put no high end in there, but just the basics. At least now he's got a sprayer. There we go. and expensive. That's why he's gonna put the nuts on there. I don't want to keep nobody steal it. It's basically a mowing faucet, mowing Delta, single handle, no big deal. At least it's new, you know what I'm saying? It's got a sprayer attachment, so now I'm just gonna clean this little rim up a little bit. For all you haters. Just cleaned up a little bit. I'm not sanitizing it. Oh, you should have cleaned underneath there better than that. Whatever. Make sure your plastic is underneath there all the way. I felt it pop, so I'm good to go. Cool. And then, because I'm gonna be down there, I'm going to take the sprayer out. Get this long neck thing started. Get that set. Go ahead and get my plastic on, get the covering off of it. Clean her up, bro. Set that in there. Go ahead and get my hose set. That way I can put this on while I'm down there. Make sure my rubber's on. And I'm about where I want to be. Let's go tighten up the hose, man. So I'm gonna get my hose on here. This is the easy part. I'm gonna get our twist on there. Now put the knobs on. You see what I'm doing, bruh? See, you can also see the hole, and you can see it's off square. So we'll get these set, get them, well, get them started, and then I can move it back or forward to get it kind of squared with the hole. Just love it. Get it started. Come on, baby. Let's get in there. It's gonna get them. Okay, so I can see that I'm square with the hole now. Make sure you don't get it square. Get her square, boy. Tight as you can. Okay. So, move the water line anyway. Go ahead and get your line connected. Is this right there? Cool. Now we'll hook up the water lines. And it's not, these water lines are not marked, but I know this line, when it goes down, there's another shut-off valve on it, and that goes to the dishwasher. So I know this back line is the hot. So just get started. Get started on there. These lines are like massive too long. Oh, that's all right. I'd rather be too long because I didn't know exactly how much of that pipe I was going to be able to cut off. Make it just tight. The back one tightened up. Get that out of my way. Okay. Now this is my hot, and the long line with the rubber tab on it, or the label, is going to be your hot line. Let's do a pigtail. Screw. Tighten her up, right? Tighten up. Same thing with the water. Turn it around, run it up in there. Well, now reach up and get hold of that water line. That should be fine. They make a flat spot on the brass that you can get hold of, and I just need to barely tighten it up. Make sure it's good tight. That's where that wrench comes in real handy. You can get these pretty cheap. They're on my Amazon link. Real cheap. It's one of those tools you buy and you never use it, but then when you do use it, bam, nice and tight. Nice and tight. I know it's a maze for you guys to see that, but everything's done down here except for turn the water on. Make sure the water's off before we turn it on. Alrighty. We are golden, bro. Golden. One thing you want to do before you turn the water on, take your aerator off. And let some water through it. Make sure you get everything out. That's a cheap one. Jeez. Turn it on slow. Get that air out. Air out. Aerator back on. That's funny. That's a cheap freaking aerator, bro. That's a cheap faucet on tape. What is it? $40 for this faucet. Get what you pay for. Run the hot water on it. Air it out, bro. Air it out. So, over here, they replaced the carpet. Looks really nice. I did notice that. Chip paint. Looks like they knocked the baseboard loose. Because I'm sure the painter didn't do that. Anyways, so all I got to do in here is replace the outlets, lights. That's really about it. So, what I'll do on these first is I'll lay out my stuff, lay it out, and then get to installing it. I'll show you one because this building is different. It's really weird. 2 separate circuits per outlet. It's really strange, but let's get to it, man. Okay, this should kill it, but you still want to double check every outlet. Always want to double check the outlets, even though it says I killed the breaker. When I go around and do outlets, go around, always take the little stupid stick with me. It's electricity indicator. It's not for, you know, it just tells you voltage. That's it. So before I touch an outlet, I always put this in there. even though it just said I killed the outlets. Alright, so I will double check. So I'm going to show you, this is really strange. Now, 90% of the time you'll never come across this, but I just wanted to show you this so you'll be aware. If you pull an outlet out, you know, I always double check the connectors. So in this apartment, these are not broke, okay? So on your regular outlet, you'll have a little tab right there, okay? A little metal tab. So if you want to control the upper part of this outlet on a switch, you would break this tab only on the hot side. You understand? Because power is going to go from here to the switch and then come back on the top. You know what I mean? So on this one, this is an old outlet. If this is two different circuits, then this right here would be broke. And this is what I've come across quite a few times here. Let me see if let me break one off so you know what I'm talking about. This little tab here is usually broke off. See that? Get in there. Let's see if I can get you in there a little better. So this little tab here, that little piece of plastic was holding those two connectors together. So I know that this is one circuit, not two. If I come across it, I'll show you what it looks like. So on these outlets, it's pretty simple stuff, man. Pretty basic maintenance. You just disconnect your ground. Always lose the wire. And then you just get a hold of them, turn them, and it comes right out. And then what you want to do is your screws or your wire, just get them, turn them, give them a good twist, and then put your hot side on first. It doesn't really matter which one you put on first because the power's killed. But I normally put the ground on first. Tighten them up real good. And then put your copper ground on there. I always like to mash that a little bit so I know I got a good contact. Same thing on the grounds. Give them a spin. Give it a spin. Spin the wires around, hook it up. Easy peasy, bruh. It's just basic outlets. No big deal. Make sure you got a wire on there, it's real good. Get it on there real good and tight. Tighten them up. And then pull them down. I always pull down and then stick my finger under it and push up. Because you want to try to fold the wire up. And when you're pushing it back in there, be mindful of that ground. I got the wire, I got it upside down. Make sure that your ground doesn't reach up and touch something. I always like to push it back out of the way. Because that bare ground wire, man, it'll just short it out. Always make a smiley face, never a frown. Get this started. Before I tighten it up all the way, I like to make sure that my outlet is going to be flat against the wall. I don't want it tipped one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? Cool. That's good to go, bro. That's the reason why you always want to inspect your outlets. See, I don't like this. I don't know why they started doing this, putting them upside down. Anyways, you always want to inspect your outlets when you're doing a turn in an apartment, because I don't know if you can see that, but the top part of this ground is broke out open. Found one. See how it's got a red and a black wire, and that little connector there's broke. That's because this is a separate circuit than this. So we have to make sure that when we put the outlet back in, on the hot side, we have to break that little tab off. It's pretty simple. Just take a pair of needle nose and snap that little guy off. pretty simple. Let me see if I can record it. My headlight died. Give me a second. So, just get a hold of the little tab there with the needle nose, hold on to it, and just rock back and forth. See how easy that was to break off? Now, all we do is put the red on top. Oh, it doesn't matter, red or black. Doesn't matter which one's which, but this outlet's upside down. Cool. I figured I'd come across one eventually. The only reason why I'm showing you this is because I bank that one and that one, all in the bedroom, are going to be like this. So here's another one. The reason why I'm telling you that is because somebody's going to comment, oh man, that's on a switch, blah, blah, blah. Nope, sure ain't. All of these outlets in this bedroom are going to be like that, where it has the red on top and the black on the bottom, and the little connectors broke. They're all going to be like that in here. But anyways, so this is the outlet in this bedroom that is covered by the switch. What it is, you got a black, you got your ground, right? Well, on the other side, the tab's broke. You got power going in or power going out, power coming back in. So, just so you know, this is the only outlet in here that's like this. I'm done for the day on this. Tomorrow we'll finish up with the light, because I don't have it with me. I left it shop. And the bathroom light and the other kitchen light. And I'm done. Woohoo! Got to put up a couple blinds. I think this blind here is fine. I know it's old, but I think it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's old metal ones, man. If they're not bent, they stand, because they'll last forever. That one and that one's gonna get replaced tomorrow. Woohoo! New blinds, bro. Alright, man. Peace out, bro. Remember, be kind to somebody. Somebody might have a bad day.
Tell them who you are if you're living in the movement. You wanna praise God. This is how we do it.